So I'm gonna pause here because I want to make sure that before we test, you understand a little bit about the invoicing because we're gonna do an invoice example here. So I'll hand the mic over to Katie. Katie, if you want to share your screen so you can have better agility in showcasing. Um, and we'll do a high level because invoicing itself, we could spend 8 hours talking about invoicing, but it is simple. And we want to do a high level showcase of how easy it is to issue invoices and manipulate some of the templates. So go ahead, Katie.
Yeah, so here we're going to first start talking about services. So you are able to go to templates and then services, and you're able to add any of the services that you do offer. We do have a QuickBooks online integration where you would be able to import them. As you can see, copy from QuickBooks button here. I do not have that set up, so it is grayed out for me. You're also able to copy them from the library. You will be able to edit the rates, so that is not something you need to worry about. To go through and change anything, you would click on the three dots. And let me tell you, these three dots, they're magic. Always click on the three dots in any situation to see what options are available to manipulate or save, look at the audit trail, etc., for anything that is going on in any section of TaxDome. So if you click on these three dots for this, we have the option to edit, archive, or delete the service. So if you go into edit, you're able to choose a category, you can enter a description, you can change the rate, you can choose a rate type, or you can add tax if you need to. And you can update templates that you already have if on, you can update invoice templates that you already have existing. So we're going to go ahead and save this. And then we are going to go into firm templates, and we're going to look at our invoice templates. So the only one I have set up right now is for the 1120S Corp invoice. So if I go ahead and just click on my three dots, I have edit, duplicate, and delete. We're going to go ahead and edit this to view what it says. So right now I have the S Corp is our product, and then again the rate is showing. We have the quantity of 1, and so the total amount is going to be the $1,100 for that service. It does have the tax rate. I'm not sure why it's not showing the tax total. Let's try and see if that, yeah, I'm not sure why it's not showing a tax total.
You can always preview that once you apply the template into an invoice, which is nice. But also on the upper right-hand corner, there's a little preview button, by the way,
yes,
for everybody to kind of see what that looks like. So the services that Katie just manipulated is the product of service. So you can see there's a little drop-down arrow, and that's where you can select that predetermined price that she selected. There you go.
You can also add other line items or add a discount line item if you need to. And then to get the tax to show, you would have to select the tax checkbox. And now you can see that the tax total is showing. You're able to add, again, your description if you don't have that already set up in your services. And you can choose what kind of payment method you need. You're able to add short codes to your description here. And then you have the options of sending your email to your client when the invoice is created, if they can pay the invoice with credits that they have on their account, and how many reminders to send. You also have the option of sending a note to the client when you are sending the invoice. You also can preview, as Fabiola was mentioning. So if we preview it, this is what the invoice is going to look like when you send it. When you do select an account name, it will fill out the account name and the contact email. And again, it will fill out the invoice number and date when you send it, when you're sending it. We're going to go ahead and exit, and then we're going to save this. You can also send invoices from the new button. You can click invoice, and then you can go to invoice template and choose your template that you've created, and it will automatically fill out everything that you've already created in your template. This way you don't have to keep recreating the entire invoice every single time you need to use it. You do have this link to job button. By using that, you're able to add this to your job card so that you have it in that manila folder. You can schedule the invoice to send at a later date. You can set it to email your client also. And then if you want to use specific invoice numbers, you can put an invoice number here. Otherwise, it will just continue from the last invoice number that you've already used. You can also set up recurring invoices. Recurring invoices are often used when you're charging monthly, weekly, quarterly, etc. for bookkeeping or payroll services, or anything that you're charging on a regular basis. You can see here that you would start your invoice on a certain date. You can put in how many recurrences you wanted to do. So if you're using the calendar year, you could say 12 months. You starting January 1st, you want it going every month. You'd fill out all the same information up at top. Again, you can use invoice templates that you've created. Right now, we just have the S Corp one we're using, which, you know, it's kind of crazy because it's so much money, and we wouldn't be charging somebody that much money every month just for one tax return. At the bottom, it's going to show you how much each payment is, and then how much the total invoices are altogether. It will also show you the dates that each invoice would be.
And somebody asked a question here, you know, if CPA Charge will offer automatic payment. So for now, Stripe is the one that offers automatic payment, which means your client would have to sign an agreement generated by the system that says, yes, I want this deducted from my card every 15th of the month, right? So for now, like I mentioned, Stripe is the only one that does that for now. TaxDome payments, which will be soon released to everyone, will have that functionality, but just FYI, CPA Charge does not have that ability to automatically deduct in TaxDome, unfortunately. Maybe they will have it in the future. I don't want to give you false hope or anything, but for now, that is the reality, right? Just Stripe has that functionality for now.
That is true. If you're wanting to give a quote first, you would have to do that through a proposal, or you're able to just kind of type it all out, send a screenshot, anything like that to a client. There is no way to send an invoice without actually sending an invoice in this case.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and cancel this since we're not going to actually use this today.